episode of 3D Politics. I've got David Van, David Oldham, and David Dambroso right here with me for an exciting episode. We're going to move right into tonight's first topic, which is the Conundrum with Cannabis. David Van, tell us what it's all about.
Well, the cops are having a problem. Technology just is not keeping up with policy, and none of their tests to provide good public safety is working.
Oh, it's all for public safety.
It's all for safety. Yes.
The old reliable tests are worthless.
No.
Yes.
What were the old reliable tests?
Well, first of all,
Does
we've got...
potatoes taste good or not?
Can the dog smell it?
Yes, that's the problem. Right now, not only is industrial hemp legal in Oklahoma, the federal government just made it legal in all 50 states and enforced interstate commerce guarantees so that backwoods states like Pawhuska, Oklahoma.
That's a state? Holy
Well, they sure
As far as I'm concerned, we're in different states here, so they can't interrupt shipments going from Paducah,
Kentucky
to Kentucky to Colorado for processing.
Now, you're sure these are different places?
Yeah, Paducah to Pawhuska.
I've never seen them in the same place that they see.
Yeah, so anyway, so here's the problem. First test, the drug dog. He can't tell the difference between industrial hemp and full-blown pot. It all smells like cannabis.
Never hire a dog to do a junkie's job.
That's right.
Okay.
Number two, their field test kit. It's kind of like a pregnancy test. Either it turns one color or it doesn't. Doesn't tell you how much THC is in it. It just turned color. And so when you're the cop on the graveyard beat and there's one traffic light in Pawhuska, and it's your job to make sure everybody stops, well, what do you do?
If it's your job to make sure nobody's smoking pot, and the only way to check it is to roll one and burn one on the side of the road.
So we got that. Here's the other thing, and this is a separate issue, is now we're going to drug test people to see if they've been taking illegal drugs. Let's say it's a safety sensitive job then.
Okay.
Well, you know what? You might have got a buzz last
time you were all
Last whack.
last month. And what do you know? Next week they do a surprise drug test, and it says you got THC in your system. Now your buzz wore off within hours of you taking it, but the THC still shows up in your test.
Right.
And what do you know? You're out of here, bud. And this is the problem we're having here because we've become so reliable on technology. If a cop pulls somebody over and decides to do a field sobriety check, well, you know, the way they used to do it back when, believe it or not, in the 70s, we were, you know, I took my driver's test, and they said, you're going to do a field sobriety test where, you know, you got to do this and follow the day.
I know a number of lawyers tell you never do those tests.
Yeah.
They're designed for you to fail.
However, they will actually show some coordination. Now, they just either have you blow in something or do something. That doesn't prove that you're impaired. It just proves that you got certain levels. And with THC, it doesn't know the difference between whether you smoked it 2 minutes ago or 2 weeks ago.
See, I would like to bring out one of my issues has always been that it's really not about whether you're impaired or not. It's about control. Because there was a story I saw back in the 90s, I think, about cocaine use or methamphetamines. And what they found out was these field sobriety tests that they usually use for the inebriated, the alcohol and cannabis. Well, the cocaine people and the meth people were able to actually perform these tests better based on these drugs. So if you really want them to not be impaired, everybody should do a couple of lines of coke before they drive. That way you'd be better at passing these field sobriety checks.
Unless you're Johnny Fever.
Cause see,
And then he got better.
right, well, now that's fiction.
That is my number Dambroso tattoo.
It's the law of unintended consequences. You know,
That's right.
you short-haired Christian fundamentalist hippies. You know, you should just let them beat the junkies to death like they used to. You change the
That's right.
laws,
It was a better
and you
world.
liberalize them, and now it's a big problem for everyone.
Yeah.
That's what you're finding out.
Hey, listen, we're going to take a break right after this with more on the cannabis issue because it's what we know you want to hear about with 3D politics.